Our first speech will be given by the father of the bride. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Gary Salee. Let's hear it for him, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I told Audrey this was going to be short and sweet because I'm not a public speaker. So, he said Gary Salee. I want to introduce my wife, Liz, who's right here on the floor. And my youngest daughter, Sarah, right beside Audrey. I want to welcome everyone. Thank everybody for coming and celebrating this occasion with us. It's a special occasion. So, Jason, I want to welcome you to the family. You're awesome. We know we've never seen her more proud, or more happy. I'm sorry, we're proud. She's happy. But we've never seen her more happy than she is now. So I owe that to you. I appreciate it. So welcome to the family. And the Harveys, you guys, you're also awesome. You have made it so much easier on Liz and I to know that she had someone she could turn to when we're in Paris and she's here. So for that, and I welcome you guys to the family too. So my note card here. Okay, Audrey. You've always been the perfect daughter. You're very responsible, and you have the biggest heart I've ever seen any child have. You've always had a big heart. So you've always put everybody's feelings ahead of yourself. Everybody's problems, no matter what it was always ahead of everybody. So, and your mom and I are very proud that we could call you our daughter. So as I watched you grow up, I've always been the number one dad, number one man in your life. Well, today you chose Jason to be the number one man in your life, so I proudly pass the torch to him. So, as John and Rhonda said yesterday, last night, if we sat down and tried to pick you a better soulmate, I don't think we could have done it. You did a good job picking him, so congratulations. And with that, if everyone wants to lift their glass, I don't have mine with me, so I'm going to pretend. Here's a toast to Audrey and Jason, Mr. and Mrs. Jason Harvey. We love you.
Thanks, Dad. Cheers. Awesome.
Once again, let's have a nice hand for the father of the bride, Mr. Gary Salee. Well done. And now we have a couple of toasts from our head table. Our first toast will be given by our best man. Please welcome Dustin. Let's hear it for best man Dustin.
Thank you. I am also not a public speaker, so bear with me. First of all, I'd just like to say what a wonderful night this has been. Couldn't have asked for a more beautiful night, besides the heat. Ridiculous. Anyways, first of all, second of all, these are two great people. I mean, my brother is he's amazing. Ever since I was little, I've always secretly wanted to be him. I was always the little guy tagging along to the soccer games, and I was always going to his basketball games, and even though I don't remember it, maybe some baseball games. And there's a lot of times that, I would always say how I really wish I wasn't him. That would totally be a lie if I told you that was true, because he's amazing. He's one of the greatest brothers anyone could ever ask for. And every time I told him, you're the best brother, he would say, well, I'm your only brother. Touché. Can't argue with that. Looking back on all the things that he's done in this life, he's done so many great things. He's been such a good friend to so many people. He's been a great brother to me and my sister, a great son to our mom and dad, and he's made everyone as proud as can be, especially with what has happened here today. And, you know, excuse me, I'm just losing myself here. Jason, I like to say, you know, he's always had a better taste in everything. You know, he's always had a great taste in, you know, his cars, his music, his friends, even his girls. And what? I'm just saying. Look at this. I'm saying. You get where I'm going with this, though. And like I said before in the beginning, I always wanted to be him. I mean, who wouldn't? You know. Growing up, I've wanted to be him, tried to be him, couldn't be him. It's impossible. But, you know, one of the things that we used to do, I try to think of all the things that we've been through and some stories that, one story in particular I like to say is something fun we used to do when growing up. We had this field next to our house, and in the fall when it got all dark, you know, the grass would die, we would set up all these soda cans. We'd take our BB guns out, we'd get these army coats on, and we'd go crawling out with our guns and pop up and start shooting them. Shoot every single can we could find from the front yard to the backyard to the side. And it was fun. You know, it was one of the best times we ever had. That in Mexico, but that's another story. Anyways. Last story I'd like to mention before, and it's how these two met. Not many people know the story, but a lot do because I've got a big mouth and I like to brag about my handiwork. One morning, we went to church, and there was this young lady sitting there by herself. And after the service, my Uncle Paul walked up to her and invited her out to eat. And she accepted. She's like, sure, why not? She told us afterward how weird it was that, you know, she's never really taken a stranger's, you know, offer to go out to lunch, no matter who it's been. So we go out, and immediately I walk out in the hallway, and I call my brother. He's at home asleep. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm laying in bed. I'm like, dude, there is this really hot girl in the church. You have to come up here, get dressed, get your butt out of bed, get in the shower, and come up here and meet her. I hear a pause at the other end of the phone. He goes, is she really hot? And I'm like, yes, it's me, man, I know. And if it would have been my mom, he would have been like, oh, it's just some girl from church, she wants me to get hooked up with her. Yeah. But since it was me, he came. He comes sitting there and, you know, he walks in, and immediately I could see from his face that she was going to be too much for him. Because he was just like, oh man, you know, the first thing he said to us after we left, he's just like, she is gorgeous. And he could hardly say anything whenever we were sitting there. But even though I wasn't the one to personally introduce them, I still like to take credit somewhat. And it was funny because we were sitting at lunch eating, and I was talking more than he was. And she was later was like, I thought the younger one was gonna date me. He hardly said anything. But, you know, that's really all I'd like to leave you with tonight. Just saying, these are two great people, amazing, and, you know, from the beginning of our lives to now, I've just never been able to say much more about my brother, but I love him. So, thank you.
One more time, let's have a nice hand for our best man, Dustin, everyone.